Hello, my loves. Welcome. I am Gabby Wallace, your American English coach at GoNaturalEnglish.com, where you improve your accent and fluency in English. Let's see if you know the top 10 collocations with a fill-in-the-blanks quiz that we are going to do together with the answers at the end. Now, what in the heck is a collocation, you ask? Well, it's not so important to know the word collocation, but it is very important to know the concept of a collocation. Collo means together. These are words that you will often see together. And instead of simply learning one vocabulary word at a time, we are going to double your fluency, double your vocabulary, and double your confidence in speaking English more like a native when you learn to use pairs of words, phrases of words, also known as collocations. You may see these as a verb and a noun, or a noun and a noun, or some other combination. What matters is that you start to think not just in individual vocabulary words, as your textbook may have taught you, but in collocations. So we're going to think in English in collocations with this practice quiz together. Now, if you get these correct, you are really fluent. I want to ask you, before we begin the quiz, can you think of any collocations in English? Any words that you often hear together, for example, salt and pepper? Can you write them in the comments right now? Because I want you to start warming up your brain to collocations before I ask you the first question of our 10-question quiz. Now, I love practicing with you here at Go Natural English because I get hundreds of emails asking me for private tutoring, and I can only work with one or two intensive students at a time. And this is a great way for us to practice together. Now, these questions that you're about to hear and practice with me are part of the forthcoming, that means in the future, Go Natural English workbook. So if you're watching this farther into the future, the workbook may be available, but either way, whether you're watching this as soon as it's published, every Wednesday on the Go Natural English YouTube channel and the blog at GoNaturalEnglish.com, or another day, you can find out more about the workbook at GoNaturalEnglish.com/workbook and get your own copy and practice with me that way. So now, this quiz is a way to check your fluency quickly, but is it a comprehensive fluency quiz? A fluency fizz? I don't know, sometimes I make mistakes too. A fluency quiz. It is not comprehensive, no, but it is a great way to quickly check your fluency. Now, one more thing before we jump into the fluency quiz with collocations, I want us to warm up and practice some speaking and accent training together. And we're going to do that with a bonus affirmations exercise to start to create the kind of mindset that you need for increased fluency. Please read along with me and say this with feeling. Here at Go Natural English, we believe that we are 100% capable of speaking English fluently and confidently. Mistakes are okay and nothing to be embarrassed of. In fact, they are a sign that we are learning, growing, and improving. I'll be patient with myself and never give up. I commit to a lifetime of English fluency with Go Natural English as my guide. Well, you sound very wonderful. Now let's start the quiz. Are you ready? Listen to the sentences carefully. I'm going to leave a blank where you need to fill in the appropriate word. After the questions, I will share the answers with you. Okay, are you ready to get fluent? Then let's go. Although I don't usually eat food, when I need to drive a long distance, I sometimes stop at McDonald's because it's more convenient. The last trip I did was from Kansas City to Minneapolis, which was just over 6 hours. You know, sometimes it's hard to a decision, but it's even worse to be undecided. And you know, side note, this is me talking outside of the quiz for a moment. That's why I ask you to commit to your English fluency, because if you're undecided, it's really hard to grow and improve and, you know, get better at English. So when you do that decision, I didn't want to give you the answer quite yet, but when you do that decision, you will improve more quickly. On the first day of class, your teacher breaks by having you do some simple games to get to know each other. Before you decide, be sure to take at all the information available to you. Make an informed decision. Is it easier for you to ask for help or to a helping hand? Be careful not to miss of this practice. It's not a comprehensive fluency exam, but simply a fun quiz to check your knowledge of the very important collocations out there. If you're not feeling well or think you may have a cold, be thoughtful to others to not spread disease. Pay to the details to improve your English fluency. You need to keep practicing to improve your English skills. And a bonus quiz question at the end of if you believe you can become fluent in English and you keep practicing here with me, Gabby, at Go Natural English, you will improve quickly. Very good. Now let's check the answers. Fast food, road trip. Make a decision. You may have caught me saying it in another quiz question. I did. Break the ice, or an icebreaker. Break the ice. Your teacher may break the ice or have you do some icebreakers. Take a look, or another word you might hear that's kind of a colloquialism is take a gander, but that's not as common. Give a helping hand, or give a hand, or lend a hand. Could you lend a hand? Could you help me? Could you give me a hand? These are all ways of saying the same thing. Don't miss the point. You may have caught a cold, to catch a cold. Pay attention to the details. Another phrase that I like that I want to mention is the devil is in the details, which means that the details can be difficult to pay attention to and to remember. However, if you can remember them, then, you know, it's difficult, but you're going to do a lot better. So pay attention to the details. In a nutshell, which means like in summary, and at the end of the day, in conclusion. So how did you do? Were these difficult? Did you surprise yourself? Did you know most of these? All of them maybe? Let me know in the comments so that I know how difficult to make our next quiz. And be sure to subscribe to Go Natural English on YouTube so that you don't miss a new video like this one every Wednesday. If you'd like to do more practice exercises like this with my workbook, 100 Days to Fluency, go to gonaturalenglish.com/workbook, and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.